be blackmailed. And he says, you have to understand that the money that we're getting from the federal government, most of that is going to the lunch program. So not only are you going to be trying to
take the Michelle rotten prison food.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Who needs that stuff anyways? We should all have an emergency community fund to have real lunches and stuff for the poor kids and make a whole stunt out of it and show the luscious, delicious food next to the rat-filled dropping garbage.
That was one of my favorite articles that Kit Daniels did. He had the pictures of all the different the meals from these high schools and middle schools or whatever. People were treating out Michelle's food, and it just looked like horrible prison food, like
and it's full of rat droppings,
moldy bread. I mean, what the?
It's because it's all a joke for their insiders. Like their energy deals are giving tens of billions a month to a few select globalist companies to build magic windmills that don't even work. I mean, it's scam after scam after scam. David, I'm going to hand the baton to you, my friend, and I want to invite you this Sunday, if you'd like to come in and co-host with me, because today you kind of got cut short on the Sunday broadcast. You kind of have a roundtable discussion this Sunday, 4 to 6. You want to do it?
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. Sure. We'll do it. And Biggs, you can come in, too. Okay. But that guest snuck up on me. I forgot I had that guest. And then all of a sudden, they're like, the guest is ready to go. And they're like, I'm like, where's Biggs? I forgot, because he usually comes on like 5 after. And then I'm like, get Biggs in here. No, don't get Biggs in here. But he got in here. He did a great job interviewing that guy. What an amazing interview. I want to get your take on that, and then I'm going to hand the baton to David Knight. But briefly, I didn't even really plug in the third hour. I'm supposed to plug twice an hour for the sponsors we have and our own products. And instead, I plug like once an hour and then skip breaks. It's out of control. Then I complain about having money to go to Bilderberg or money to cover this or that. The truth is, it takes a lot of money to run this operation. We sell the very best products that are out there. It ends this Sunday. We already had all the food 30 to 40% off. Now it's the 4 top best sellers of high-quality storable food with all the things happening in the world. It lasts 25 years. This is the food I've chosen for my family. It's excellent. InfoWars Select is what it's called, private labeled My Patriot Supply. We have the full spectrum of My Patriot Supply at InfoWarsStore.com at the lowest prices. They have new specials every week. Check those out. But this InfoWars Select special, you cannot beat it. And the way this food is contained in these high-quality plastic-sealed tote containers and then sealed within packages and cans within is the very best you're going to find out there. It really is a great deal. And they want us dependent. Now is the time to get self-sufficient. And even if you're self-sufficient for yourself, it's good to have some backup food to help friends and family. It has a 4.8-star review. Thousands and thousands of reviews are 5.0 on the site, but it's on average 4.8. Third-party power reviews. We also have Vitamin Mineral Fusion back in from InfoWarsLife.com. All the minerals, all the vitamins, the cofactors, the amino acids. You absorb so much of this than you do with pills. It's what I give my children. I'm losing more weight again, not wanting orange juice or the sugar drinks, but still getting my vitamins drinking this. It is so good. Folks love it. Try a container of it. It's concentrated. It's extremely competitively priced. You can also call toll-free if you have any questions, 888-253-3139 to order Vitamin Mineral Fusion, X2 Survival Shield Nascent Iodine, and so many other products like Silver Bullet, 30 parts per million, colloidal silver. This is all just amazing stuff that I use every day. We set out to have the very best vitamin mineral drink out there. It's here. It's Vitamin Mineral Fusion. InfoWarsStore.com is the blanket site. You can get free shipping on orders of $50 or more and 10% off when you sign up for auto ship. There are a lot of other specials. Investigate it for yourself. And Joe Biggs has really helped us promote the Hillary for Prison shirts. The original sold out because it was limited edition. We have a new one that's very similar, that's very popular. And Joe, it's crazy. You've gone all over the country now. It's gone from 1 in 20 people with a Hillary for Prison to like 1 in 10 now, 1 in 5. Trump's freaking out. We're showing how many info warriors there are. And the little profit we make off each shirt is absolutely essential. Put together becomes a large profit to be able to fund this operation. So great job, folks. A brief comment on the Hillary for Prison shirts.
Well, I actually started a trending Twitter topic last night, Handcuff Hillary, and people were sending me all their pictures of themselves wearing the Hillary for Prison T-shirt, and I saved them on my phone and then started tweeting them out with Handcuff Hillary. And
I forgot. That's why yeah. Tell folks about that hashtag, how we tweet it, how we Facebook it.
To hashtag it, go to Twitter, Handcuff Hillary, a capital H, capital C, and then capital H for Hillary as well. You do that on Facebook. You can use it on Instagram, anything like that. And put on your Hillary for Prison T-shirt. Let us see it. Let everyone know, because, people that work for Hillary, they're watching that. They're seeing that, and they're telling her about it. And they're going to see everyone in America, all the people that wear this shirt and support us. And that's just going to piss her off even more, which makes me happy a little bit more inside.
Absolutely. And again, we've tweeted that at Real Alex Jones. I want everybody to retweet it. It is so important to get that information out. All right. Great job, Joe Biggs.
Thank you, sir.
And I guess if you want to come in this Sunday, you're probably hunting or something. Are you going to join us this Sunday?
Yeah, I'm down.
All right. 4 to 6 p.m. David Knight will be hosting with us in the first hour and the second hour. And so I just tricked you both into giving me a Sunday vacation. No, actually, I want to come in on Sunday. And then some family stuff came up where it was going to be very hard for me to get here by 3 o'clock to get ready. So what I'll now do is let David Knight and you get ready, and then I'll show up and mail it in. But not because I don't want to be here. I mean, I'll be up here like on Saturday night, and I catch you up here working too.
Yeah.
The problem is workaholic behavior, but I've got to spend time with my kids. And so does David. And you need some kids, Biggs.
Negative.
You need 5.
My kids are Chris Vector, Glock 19, my Glock 45 ACP. Those are my babies. That's where I cuddle with them every night, clean them, make sure they're good, give them baths. That way they work for me when I need them.
This is my rifle. This is my gun. This is for fighting. This is for fun.
Yeah, I like the fun part more.
Exactly. All right. David Knight, you take over, my friend. Thank you. What a power-packed transmission. That's how I'm going to leave it. What did you think of that amazing Army Ranger assigned to the CIA? The other people were Marines and SEALs that night that took on hundreds. So those guys always want to dial it back. I'll have like famous Navy SEALs on. They go, I was in the Navy SEALs and in Beirut and some stuff, but I'm nothing compared to the new people. And I almost don't want to be called a SEAL. I'm not going to steal glory. And then that guy's like, now I really didn't do anything, and there shouldn't be a book about me. And it was only 50 to 70 at a time. And I just forget how many I shot. But yeah, it was every few seconds I shot one. But let's just say we only killed 50 and we only fought 70. But then a lot of the numbers are like 400 guys they were fighting.
Well, we need more people like that, though.
No, but I know. But at a certain point, it almost becomes so humble that you don't even get what happened because they're just like not talking about it. But, I mean, how many do you think they really fought there? I mean,
well, like you said, probably conservatively 50 to 70 at a time per wave. So I'm assuming, in the hundreds overall.
Well, there were guys in Korea platoons that fought like 1,000 people.
Yeah.
So can you imagine that?
I mean, my dad told me some stories from Nam that just blew my mind, that things that made me scared to even want to join the military. But then I just felt like it was my duty, especially when 9/11 happened.
Well, they had like basically untrained Chinese troops that would do million-man wave attacks. And then you'd have like 10,000 Army, a couple thousand Marines, and it was just like dead bodies, like in the movie 300, where it's fictionally piled up like 160 feet or whatever. There were bodies piles 20, 30 feet tall that they were then using as their new hills to shoot over.
Yeah.
I mean, until the barrels are melting off. Anyways, we need to put women in frontline combat. That's the answer. Seriously, go ahead and take over, my friend. Thank you so much, David Knight.
Thank you, Alex. One of the things that I would be interested to hear from him, because he does a lot of public speaking, and he's got a list of public speaking topics that he approaches. That's Chris Paronto. One of the things I'd like to hear him talk about is his internal battle that he fought. Because he had, and you see this in the movie, 13 Hours, for a very long time, they're being told they can't go help people, they have to stand down, and they have this internal conflict that he talks about, how he's been trained to follow orders, because you can't second-guess the chain of command, and yet he has these internal moral beliefs, his Christian beliefs, that tell him that he has to go save innocent lives, and so that is a key part of the movie, I think, and that's a very important part of the movie. And he does go out and talk about God in combat. I really respect that. This is a guy who is highly principled. We heard that when he talked about how a lot of people put their continuing employment above talking about how others were betrayed and died.
And we're all going to have those moral choices more and more in our lives.
That's right.
When they tell us, take a chip or you can't buy or sell. I mean, it's coming down to that.
That's right. Exactly. The internal battle, and that's why he goes out and he talks to people on the Speakers Bureau. That internal battle that he has, we all have. On multiple issues all the time. And it's going to get much worse, Alex, as we go along. That's a key issue. And that's why talking to him about that would be very, very important, because not all of us are going to be in a combat situation. I don't know what's going to happen in the United States. We're going to go watch Armageddon tonight. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. But look, most of us are not going to be in a combat situation.
Oh, that's right. I should have plugged that. Here I am saying I'm leaving and I won't shut up. Because there's a big Dallas showing, a bunch of other showings. Tell us where you're going to be to watch Armageddon tonight, David.
I'm going to be at the Theater of the Regal in Austin. I'm going to be there at the 7 o'clock show. We're going to watch that.
And I think you're going to introduce it, aren't you? Or
No, we're going to shoot a report. We're going to do a review afterwards. We'll probably talk to some people.
And then we're sending a crew up to the red carpet deal in Dallas.
Right. Yeah.
Leanne Mackett is going up there. So I'm going to turn it over to you. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Well, as I mentioned before, we're talking about what Obama has taken upon himself today. And I think this is time for people to wake up. You know, the old analogy of the boiling frogs in the water, you know, you gradually turn up the heat. At some point, they realize that they're being cooked. What is it going to take for Americans to realize that they are being cooked, that they are sacrificing and social engineering our families, our children? Now, with what we're seeing here with these bathrooms, this is just one aspect of it. And, of course, it's a constitutional issue as well. Are you going to realize that you're being cooked by this government that constantly takes on these different issues? And I see people have been holding on here, so I don't want to go too long on this. I do want to get to Aaron. Hang on there. I'm going to try to get to some of the other callers. I see you've been hanging on for a very long time. But just real quickly, want to mention what's going on with this. Now, today, in case you haven't seen yet, it's a lot of news about this today. Today on Friday, Obama directed schools across the nation to provide transgender students with access to suitable facilities. Now, we've had the lawsuit go back and forth between North Carolina. We said this is an important principle. North Carolina should have stood up and said, you are not going to dictate in Charlotte, because this is something that was started by one transgender outfit that was headed by a convicted child molester. They started this situation in Charlotte. The government of North Carolina should have said, hey, you're not going to dictate that to people. You're not going to dictate it to schools, to businesses, to other places. Instead, what they did was they came back, they escalated it. Then you've now got the federal government and the state government in North Carolina suing each other. But this is clearly a situation where the federal government has no legal authority at all. Now, the Texas lieutenant governor has talked about this, Dan Patrick. He said Obama's policy will divide the country not along political lines, but along family values and school districts. He says he's going to withhold funding if schools do not follow his policy. Well, in Texas, he can keep his 30 pieces of silver. We will not yield to blackmail from the president of the United States. And he noted that Texas public schools get about $10 billion worth of federal funds over each 2-year budget. He said the majority of that is for the breakfast and the school lunch programs. And as Alex and Joe Biggs were talking about, we look at these pictures, this garbage food that Michelle has taken it upon herself to dictate. Isn't that a perfect metaphor for what our educational system has become? The junk that our educational system has turned into with Common Core, with the Department of Education manipulating everything. He says, so Barack Obama, if schools don't knuckle down to force girls showering with boys, to force 8-year-old girls to have to endure boys coming into their bathroom, then he's going to take money from the poorest of the poor. He says, we're not going to sell this out. The president's going to find that Democrat families will push back against this. Republican families, black families, white families, brown families. This has nothing to do with being against transgender or gay. It has everything to do with keeping the federal government out of local issues.
Hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, a crashing economy. Are you ready? At best, your local stores have a 3-day supply of food. Will your family have to fight over what's left? Are you willing to gamble your family's safety that it'll never happen to you? Be wise and be ready with 25-year shelf life Wise Food Storage. Wise Food Storage provides affordable, ready-made gourmet meals with a super long 25-year shelf life. Meals like pasta Alfredo, cheesy lasagna, breakfast, dessert, drinks, and snacks. Just add water and your family is eating delicious food instead of fighting for scraps in a food riot. Try it free. Order a no-obligation free sample meal delivered right to your front door. And for a limited time, get a 10% discount and free shipping on all orders. Once done, you're set for 25 years. Be wise and be ready with Wise Food Storage. Call for your free sample now. 800-803-5505. 800-803-5505. 800-803-5505.
Introducing Vitamin Mineral Fusion from InfoWarsLife.com. We have worked for years with our chemists and scientists to create the most powerful and affordable, great-tasting multivitamin formula available. The all-new Vitamin Mineral Fusion drink mix at InfoWarsLife.com is loaded with a full month's supply of essential vitamins, minerals, and amino acids that your body absolutely needs. In the history of InfoWars Life, we've brought out a lot of amazing products like Survival Shield X2, Super Male Vitality, and so many others. But I am most proud of the product we're now launching today. With its unique delivery system and proprietary manufacturing process designed for maximized effects, this formula is the platinum standard of multivitamin mineral products. The ingredients in Vitamin Mineral Fusion are either plant-derived or of the highest quality lab standard. That means it's clean. That means it's pure. That's InfoWarsLife.com and Vitamin Mineral Fusion.